Once upon a time, there were 4 employees named Gary, Christy, Bill, and Sherry. They were all employed by Forte, had the same start date. They each worked at least 12 months with the company and worked at least 1,000 hours during these 12 months. They were all direct care staff, earning the same competitive wage and having the same job opportunity. When they began employment with this ESOP-owned company, they were not vested at all. Vesting in a retirement plan means ownership. Each employee will vest or own a certain percentage of their account in the plan each year. There is a vesting schedule that determines how much stock each employee actually owns. While they were similar in all these aspects, they all had different lives and made different life choices. These choices affected the value of their ESOP vesting. Here's what happened. Gary, aged 25, worked for 1.5 years and quit. Though he had started to see some money go into his retirement account, he did not qualify for taking any of the money with him when he left because he was 0% vested. All of the funds designated for Gary's account were forfeited and reallocated to the accounts of all the remaining active Forte qualified employees. As Christy, Bill, and Sherry continued employment, they each became partially vested. This vesting entitled them to a portion of their ESOP retirement account for the time that they would retire or leave employment. Christy really enjoyed her career with the company, but due to her husband taking a job out of state, they decided that their family needed to move. Christy had completed 3 years with Forte at the time she relocated. Christy received 40% of her retirement account because after completing 3 years of employment, she was 40% vested. Meanwhile, the employees who remained continued to receive additional cash contributions on an annual basis. The company benefited by retaining talented employees over a period of many years. It was a win-win situation as both groups were focused on success. Also, the prospect of being an employee owner of a solid company provided an increase in stock value, with the result of a good increase in the value of their personal retirement account. The value of the Forte stock will reflect the health of the company. The value could go up or the value could go down. Bill, at age 40, suffered a midlife crisis. After completing 5 years with Forte, Bill had a sudden urge to move to Montana and to get away from society to fly fish. Bill received 80% of his retirement account because after completing 5 years of employment, he was 80% vested. Their co-worker Sherry, after completing 6 years of employment with Forte, reached the age where she was ready to retire. Because she had completed 6 years of employment, Sherry was now fully vested. Sherry received 100% of her retirement account. Sherry owned 100% of her retirement account, and the employer could not take it back for any reason. As you have learned, vesting is progressive, and it requires 6 years for the qualified participant to become 100% vested. There are a few exceptions. An employee will become 100% vested immediately, regardless of the number of years they have been employed, under the following circumstances. The employee reaches normal retirement age of 65. The employee becomes disabled as defined by law, or if the employee dies. An employee who continues to work after completing 6 years of employment continues to see deposits and investment types of activity throughout their tenure. Gary, Christy, Bill, and Sherry lived happily ever after. Gary grumbles sometimes when he thinks of the retirement money he could have if he had stayed employed longer. Christy misses her co-workers at Forte and stops in to visit whenever she's in town. Bill enjoys his solitude and fishes every day. And Sherry, well, we couldn't reach her because she is traveling the world. The end.